honored to have two special guests for today's episode, David Icke and Gareth Icke, both of whom are former professional goalkeepers. David Icke is a renowned author of over 20 books and a public speaker best known for his insights into global events and human consciousness. He had his start of his football career when he was signed to the Coventry City youth team, to which he made it to the FA Cup youth final. David went on to play for Oxford United, Northampton Town, and Hereford United, before having to end his career due to debilitating arthritis. His son, Gareth Icke, is a talented musician, author, and a passionate activist. Gareth has played for the English international beach football team, as well as Portsmouth FC. Together, we discussed how football can help us transcend divide and rule tactics, bringing people together across different backgrounds and beliefs. Let's kick around some big ideas and discover the transformative power of football.
I was kicking balls at this kid when he was that high. Well, we used to have two coats, and then two coats, and then we'd smack the ball at each other, pretending we were in a football game. I usually won. No, the older he got, the more he won.
Well, it worked out well. You played for England.
Can you break it? This is cool. Love it.
Nice. Oh, he's still got it.
I wanted to test that one.
Yeah, you have the shots. I'll pick up the pieces.
Okay.
Oh, good save.
All right.
Held it as well.
Yeah.
What goalkeepers don't do today.
No,
They're all pushing it.
Yeah.
When if you were pushing it.
Oh, look at that though. You got it.
If you were pushing it,
there's a wall there. Thank
you
Who's that?
you weren't pleased with yourself really.
No.
It was the odd one, but nowadays even things here they're pushing.
Yeah. I feel like most of it's a little lazier in a way. Like,
Oh shit.
I understand to a certain extent. The ball moves more now.
of course, yeah.
But there are so many times when you hold the bloody thing. Oh, good save.
Seeing interactive is good.
Oh, good shot.
Good done, mate.
What's on there? There's two holes over there.
All right. He treats it like a jet ski.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's right on cue, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've never seen him before.
Yeah. Yeah, it's odd.
Yeah, I mean, he's going up the other end, as long as he doesn't keep coming back here.
Yeah.
If it were me, I'd just start down there, just because you've got to do the whole lot. May as well start on those pitches.
Yeah.
He might well be doing that, he might be alright. If not, he'll just let his tyres down, be fine.
Yeah.
Very cool.
He turns around and comes back.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we can go over there.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's the best thing.
Yeah, let's do that.
You're all in frame. All right, this is good enough right here.
What is that?
Is that right? Yeah. Yeah. This proper old school football boots as well. It's the only ones that fit me.
Mate, I love them. Adidas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to wear them when I was a professional soccer player.
I have lots of questions.
That's how freaking old they are.
Yeah.
Why would you
They banned them in California, you know?
what? Here.
The kangaroo. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Just some people. Right. Doesn't make sense to me.
I'll do some
But just California. I think it's the only state in the whole world that's banned this product.
Yeah, well, California is insane.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I remember going there in the latter stages of Flower Power, California. You know, when it was a bit kind of, you know, new agey and all that stuff, but
Yeah.
it was still had his feet on the ground a bit. But now it's crazy, man. Since Newcomb came in, particularly, it's gone absolutely crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think we're good.
So where have you been so far, then?
Mostly European countries, obviously US is still there.
Okay.
But pretty much, I'll tell you where I've not been. I'll make it easier. I've not been to the Balkans yet.
Or
Most of it.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Is at the moment.
It's
Yeah.
interesting at the moment. Well, it's always interesting because
I want to go, but just
that's
it's not as hot.
that's where so many wars start.
Yeah, exactly. The breakup of Yugoslavia and everything. Yeah,
Yeah, manipulated wars. That
exactly. I haven't gone to Belarus, Ukraine, and Poland.
Have you
Holland,
done Russia then?
Oh yeah,
Not yet. No.
no.
Well,
I was-
Holland is now a fascist state that's basically just puts aside any idea of democracy.
Yeah,
It's going to very soon. It's going to have a prime minister who's unelected, and the former head of Dutch intelligence as prime minister. So
there was
on that place.
in my little video from when I was in Amsterdam, there was a bit of a rally, not like a big rally, but kind of a rally, mainly focused on the story. I forget the full details about it, but there's like loads of children missing. I forget some government. Yeah. I remember.
In most countries now.
Yeah, I know.
Well, the new prime minister would know a lot about that. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
But you know, I'm banned from Holland.
you are.
I'm banned from Holland and turned.
Is it the Schengen zone in general?
30 European countries. Yeah, the Schengen
Jeez.
zone.
Okay,
And I'm banned for agreeing to speak at a peace rally in Amsterdam.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not kidding you.
They had a. I forget what they said.
I'm banned from Australia as well.
Yeah.
It's
Oh yeah, I was. I had tickets to a show in LA in May of 2019, and they canceled the theater. Were you there too?
No, my brother was there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember I just got to the theater. I was so excited. I think it was for the
movie.
Renegade Line, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were about 2 streets
Yeah.
from getting there when Jamie's phone rang and they said it's off.
Yeah. I was.
It's unbelievable.
I did think though. I was very upset. I remember there's people at the in queue, and everyone was talking like, we're trying to see if we could host David somewhere else or whatever. I don't know if anything ever came of that, but they were just. I just said, in a very sad way, this is kind of. It makes sense in a way that my first experience with you was not being able to experience you.
Well, the thing is, though, people talk now about being cancelled and
Yeah.
censorship, and that's right. They should, of course, it is.
Yeah.
But I've been cancelled since
I know.
1995.
Yeah. It was only 3.
We tried around 70 venues in Germany to speak there a few years ago. Not
Yeah.
one would have me, and those that would, I had a phone call, and suddenly they decided they wouldn't.
I assume what happened for that LA theater, right? I was told from someone in the queue that there was a phone call or something that the person got.
That's
staff
right.
member. Yeah.
Was it called the Egyptian or something?
It was in Santa Monica. It was like some old theater.
Yeah. It's an old theatre. Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
called the Egyptian or something.
Yeah.
I remember it.
Yeah. I was. Yeah.
And they wouldn't even let us in to talk to them.
I know. That's unfortunately the case, and obviously it's a historical thing. I mean, back in the days it was a little different how they censored.
Well, it's kind of funny, what I was saying about those that controlled Israel. Not actually Jewish people. Those that controlled Israel. They were not actually Jewish people if you go deep enough into the rabbit hole. What I'm saying now is now kind of being said as a result of the Gaza slaughter
Yeah.
by people who literally stood outside trying to stop me getting speaking at events. But they're repeating it.
Yeah.
But now it's okay.
Yeah. I guess because it's the thing to do now. It's because it's part of
Crazy,
the
man.
part of the plan. I know it is. It's
But you know, this is the thing. You know, if you have 8 billion people, it's what we're supposed to have, and you have a literal at the core of the core, a handful by comparison, that are actually driving the direction of the world.
Yeah.
You can only do that if you control the perception of the population.
Yeah, absolutely.
You look at everything, even censorship.
Yeah.
Censorship is denying people access to information that will give them a different perception.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right? So everything is perception manipulation, all of it.
Absolutely.
You know, one of the things about football.
Yeah.
I used to write a column years ago about for a football website. I like it. And the theme of the column was football as life.
Yeah.
Football mirrored society.
Yeah.
And you know, if you look at a football game, you know, you go through life, and you have ups and downs and emotional challenges and emotional highs. In a football match, that is concentrated.
Yeah.
You can have ups and downs at very great extremes within a minute of each other sometimes. Yeah. And so it's a great way for people to learn emotional control and to see that, you know, you need to treat the ups and downs as the same imposters, as the poet goes. So it's great for building character if you use it right. But you know, one of the things that football mirrors is there's two key things necessary for a few people to control the world. That's control of the public's perception, and the other one is to divide and rule the population.
Yes.
So they're too busy fighting each other to see that you're holding the strings to all of them, right?
Uh-huh. Right.
Now, if you look at a simple thing, I've seen this happen. You turn up at a football game, professional football game, and you've got nothing on. You're just in your normal clothes.
Yeah.
You've got, say, a team in blue.
Yeah.
And you've got a team in red.
Yeah.
And then there is a store selling the colours of both sides. The moment you choose what colours you're going to buy and put around your neck,
yeah,
you are seen differently by the other two. Now, what I'm describing is people of different religions.
Yes.
People of different political parties.
Exactly.
It's all divide and rule. And if we know in a football game, if we could just say, look, I'd like this team to win.
Yeah.
But no one's going to die if it don't.
Yeah.
You know, if my life's any worse, it's because I'm choosing to make it so, because my team's lost. So I'm going to enjoy the game. I hope my team win. If they don't, oh well, I hope the better team wins then, you know.
Absolutely.
And then what you can do is you can cheer your team, and you can have banter with the other supporters.
Yeah.
But don't get vicious. Don't get
absolutely into
violence. Don't get into hostility.
No.
I mean, you know, I don't go to many football games now, but when I do, and I'm near, you know, the chanting part of the crowd, I'm still shocked at what comes out of their mouth in terms of the other team.
Oh yeah.
The other supporters and back.
Yeah.
And back. And it's kind of it's one of the things that football does in that sense. It epitomizes this divide and rule, where this is my team, that's my team, that's my team, so I must have antagonism to you.
Yeah.
And then there are others who turn up together, maybe from the same family, and they have banter and a laugh and stuff, and they want their team to win, and they have a joke with the other one if they don't, but there's no hostility.
Yeah.
It is a microcosm of society, so lots of people in different religions, they get on.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, I don't agree with what you say, but, you know, fine, you know, you know, let's have a cup of tea or something.
Yeah.
And then there are others where it's,
Oh yeah,
you know.
without a doubt.
So football is a great mirror of society,
You know, it's funny.
and we can learn a lot from it
Absolutely.
by observing it.
The example you just gave, 2014 third place match, Holland versus Brazil. My brother and I went in normal clothes. Actually, I can show you the picture from my phone when we're done, but we went in normal clothes and we said, you know what, we're not really going to be on either side. We just want to see a great game.
Yeah.
You know, over half the stadium left after Holland scored the second goal because they won 3-0. I think it was 3-0. Maybe they got one last one for the result. But we literally did that. And what that also with what you said about the two teams, it's funny because the divided rule perspective, what people don't realize is it could, in many cases, be the same shareholders who own both the teams. And that's actually the big picture when we look at the macrocosm of who controls the power structures. You know, it's like a simple Google search will actually tell you, but people want to just
But then we give the house where they do away.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Yeah.
Well, it's like I've said many times.
And if they don't, then they get invaded.
I've said many
I'm
times.
sorry. That's true. And it happened to my heritage land, Afghanistan. You know.
Yeah.
Until they put their puppets in there.
This
What's going on now, buddy?
this cult, I call it.
Yeah.
It wants to control everything. Right?
Absolutely.
So one of the things I used to should analogy to the football game.
Yes.
It would not be interested in controlling one team
No.
because it's got things it can't call the other
Yes.
team. So it wants to control both teams and the referee.
Yeah.
So it knows the score before the game starts.
Yeah.
That's how it works. The other thing that I find in this focus on a team at all costs is that because of the way the system plays out, people are looking for an escape.
Yeah.
But they're also looking for something they can relate to and become part of, like a group.
Yeah.
And therefore, if that group is successful, then in a way, it's their success. Even though they're sitting in the stand and the guys playing on pitch, it's their success. But when the team's not doing very well, it's their failure, and that's why you see this. We're seeing it now with England.
Oh yeah.
After the first two games.
Yeah.
This incredible hostility towards the team management or the team owners when the team's not doing very well. Because basically, it's their sense of failure.
Yeah. They become the scapegoat for
Yeah.
everyone else's.
Exactly. That comes down to a lot of things where people just don't want to take responsibility for the job.
Exactly.
Saw that so much through
Oh yeah.
COVID for one thing,
Exactly.
but you know, everyone wanted to be told what to do.
Yeah, and same thing with hostility in terms of during that whole time is, people would be screaming at me for not wearing a mask. Yeah, well, I never put one on except one time only because I was worried about my grandpa. He was on his deathbed. They gave him remdesivir.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
so I was, and I ended up coughing for like 24 hours. I'm like, there's something in this stuff that's terrible.
Yeah.
You know, obviously there is. Look online if you want to find out, people.
I don't know if with that, you know. I never had anyone. I had one guy who was real sort of passive aggressive.
Yeah,
And that was it. And no
Yeah.
one else said a word
yeah.
at all.
There was one time and it was the worst time. That's all. I can fathom how people put this on for 8 hours a day and work. Just don't.
People
Like,
still
just
wear the power.
Yeah, I
see him a fair bit. And cars and stuff. So what?
yeah, it's insane. Double and triple but I remember early on, David, you had some videos on it and how it was really a symbol of oppression. Is
Oh yeah,
or the graphics you put up.
100%.
Yeah. It literally looked like a hand around the mouth.
when you look at the slave trade and
Yeah.
and all those things, one of the things they did was muzzle them.
Yes.
Because it was a sign of silencing them, of taking
Yeah.
away their power to do anything.
Mhm.
I never wore a mask, no way.
Yeah.
But
I never would have just
you know,
my grandpa's
because
only.
in the end,
Yeah.
it's self-respect.
Yeah.
You know, that something dies in you
Oh yeah.
when someone tells you to do something.
Yeah.
You know is not right.
Yeah.
But you do it because you basically fear the consequences from the people who are telling you to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Something dies in you.
Yeah.
In your spirit when you do
Oh
that.
yeah.
And they would have broken the spirit of a lot of people. I mean, how many people now who've had the jab, who bought the lockdowns, who
Yeah.
bought the masks and all the rest of it, now look back almost with a sense of shame.
Oh yeah. Well, it's
That's a
funny.
broken spirit.
Yeah. You mentioned Australia
Point update.
earlier, and I just think it's funny that I think their major news networks were some of the first ones that started openly admitting, you know, basically this thing doesn't work, it's not good for you, don't touch it, forget about this stuff, whatever. But it's, I would assume it had to do with the massive resistance from
Oh yeah.
the people there,
Yeah.
because obviously there was massive rallies during that time.
Yeah, we had massive rallies in London.
Yeah.
Massive, hundreds of thousands, I think.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. What happened was they said that anyone working in a care home,
Yeah.
after a certain date, had to be vaccinated.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you lost your job.
Yeah.
So the vast majority of them did.
Yeah.
Not because they wanted to, but because of the consequences for them.
Yeah.
They then announced, it was in February 2021 or something like that, or 2022 maybe, 2022, that anyone working in the National Health Service, all the hospitals and doctors and everyone in this country,
Yeah.
they had to have it or they would lose their job.
Yep.
And they got closer and closer and closer.
Oh yeah.
And so many people in the National Health Service had said, we're not having it, not least because by then a lot of them had seen the consequences.
Yeah.
That they had to drop it.
Oh yeah.
They had to drop the mandatory vaccination because you take 100,000 people out of the NHS, it no longer exists.
Yeah.
And it just showed you where the real power is. It's with us.
Yes.
It's with us in non-cooperation, but we constantly are manipulated to give our power away to politicians. We've got an election coming up in this country now, and when it's happened, one guy, officially anyway, people behind it really, but one guy officially is going to have control to dictate the lives of 68 million people. In November, it's going to be, in America, the ability to control the lives or direct the lives, along
Yeah.
with few key people on Capitol Hill,
Yeah.
of 342 million. It's insane. The whole thing's insane. And if even just a percentage, decent percentage of the 342 million said we're not doing it,
Yeah.
this is what's going to happen, we're not doing it. It's over.
Oh yeah.
How are they going to impose it? And that thing with the NHS and the mandatory vax they had to drop is
Yeah.
absolute classic proof of that.
About half a million. I think the NHS was an organisation for NHS 500k.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, it was a large number.
What they just said now.
It was too big. It was too big that the NHS would not have survived.
Yeah.
There was one real powerful moment at Downing Street where all these NHS staff got shook their uniforms off and just chucked their uniforms at the
Oh yeah.
Downing Street. It was a real powerful moment.
Yeah, we
could
yeah,
have had it back. They changed
Yeah, I remember that.
That's it. That's it. Now it's I mean the whole world to just wake up. I mean it's crazy because there's such an abundance in the world, but we're taught to think that there's scarcity. We're taught to think that we're taking up too much space. We have obviously the multiple agendas that all fit under one big agenda. Right?
Well, you've got what they're doing now is
Yeah.
they're reducing the amount of food
Oh yeah.
by reducing the amount of farming now.
Yeah.
Do that is to create a scarcity.
Yeah.
Scarcity always equals dependency, always
Yeah.
equals control.
They have just a few corporate conglomerates that are essentially buying up all the. Yeah.
Well, Gates is
Yes.
Give us the book.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the whole carbon thing. It's like we're made of carbon. Right. So,
we're the carbon that's
Yeah, so-
yeah. Gates
Yeah.
is the biggest owner of farmland in America.
exactly. Yeah.
You know, I mean, the Chinese are buying it up like crazy.
Yeah.
In Europe, they're doing everything they can to destroy the farmers.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, really. And it's a combination of utter imbecility, and people who know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, he's involved in everything, Gates. Like, I don't trust him so much. Yeah. As soon as he bought shares of Heineken, that was the last Heineken I ever bought. Oh yeah. I'm not drinking that. I don't trust what's in it now.
No, every time I saw his face, my eyes would actually burn. It's like I could see into a nothingness in his eye.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys have that soulless. You can see it in their eyes, you know. I would actually start tearing up. It's like a fire outlet.
Well, if you look at some of my more recent books,
Yeah.
The last 3 or 4,
Yes.
I'm saying they're biological AI.
Yeah.
I'm saying because the thing is that people think biology is natural.
Yeah.
And technology is not natural.
Yeah.
But I tell you, these people see biology as a form of technology.
Yeah.
This is what they've been doing with the jab.
Yeah.
They're manipulating the technology.
Yeah.
It's biological technology.
Yeah.
But how do you know it's natural?
Yeah.
Well, it's not technological. Yeah, but unless you have something that is absolutely solid gold, unquestionably natural.
Yeah.
What have you got to compare it with?
Exactly.
You know, and so I think a lot of these people are biological AI.
Yeah.
They're like a software program playing out, but a massively advanced one compared with what we consider software programs. But they're a form of AI. I think Gates is. I think Musk is.
Yeah.
And all these people.
Like, I know you've spoken a lot about the Gnostics, and they refer to these entities as archons,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, but the interesting thing I've found is that wherever you look,
Yeah.
you see the same pattern, the same theme.
Yeah.
So Christians believe in demons.
Yeah.
Gnostics believe in archons.
Muslims in jinn.
Muslims believe in jinn.
Yeah.
And they're all the same basic theme, which is a non-human force
Yeah.
in the hidden manipulating human society. That's the common theme of all.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm not religious, but I believe in Jim.
Yeah. Well, you know, like, funny or not funny story, I was in Scotland, and we went on some like historical tour, and there's a place, and they said that there's the most documented poltergeist in the world is there.
Really?
And
Where is
we Edinburgh.
In Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Right.
All I'm gonna say is,
That's a very ghostly place. That.
oh yeah, no. We saw things.
Really?
Yeah, we saw doors up. But it's, if anyone doubts, just go. I wouldn't recommend you going on it, first of all, for what you're getting into. But yeah, it's legit. It's legit.
There was a lot of darkness.
We got bit.
Bigfoot.
We got invisible force.
I saw it open the door. We saw it movement. We didn't feel it. When she took her shoes off, her socks were like soaked in blood. I said, "What happened to both of them?" Looked like viper fangs on their feet.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm staggered.
No, I didn't believe it at first, and we went and I said, well, okay, they have like 3,000 documented cases from all sorts of people, the most skeptical of people to the most superstitious, the most religious, everything. It's been studied. It's in Edinburgh. The group that has the key to it is called City of the Dead Tours, and they basically give a historical tour about Edinburgh. I mean, it's a dark place, it's got a dark history. But
that cult film, they were going on good shit.
oh yeah. There's a restaurant. There's a restaurant there. It's called the Witchery. It's like an upscale hipster restaurant, but it's literally where they did it. It's crazy what human beings do.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to get a
Yeah.
We're trying to get a talk event for me in Edinburgh this year.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going on that tour. Actually.
I'll connect you with the guys.
Yeah.
Actually,
That would be
I
good.
know for a fact that some of them are big fans.
I would love to go on that.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. What is the key thing?
Yeah.
And the mainstream alternative media, that centre core of the alternative media, doesn't go into any of these things.
Yeah.
But it's crucial that when people say to you, I saw a ghost,
Yeah.
or I saw this entity appear and they disappear, or UFO appear, disappear.
Yeah.
People go, that's impossible.
Yeah.
But it's not.
No.
You know, what we're looking at now, I mean, look at it. The only things that we can see with the sight sensors are what's called matter.
Yeah.
And matter is a tiny fraction
Oh yeah.
of what exists in the universe,
Yeah.
the mind beyond it. So, according to mainstream science, even 99% of the universe is not matter, it's
Dark matter, right?
plasma.
Yeah.
And 99.9%, some people say. So, what we're seeing is basically just a few smears of what exists in the plasma, which we can't see.
Yep.
And so, people say, well, where are these other dimensions then?
Yeah.
Well, there they are.
Yeah.
Everything between matter that you can't see, that's where they are.
Yeah.
And so these entities can come at, they can lower their vibration and come in
That's
from that plasma to at least some level of frequency that we can see. They might look ethereal,
Yeah.
but they can come in. And some of them can come so far in that they look solid. You know?
Yeah.
Bill Gates. It's
Bill Gates. I hear the name and I think of Ball, the old.
Ball.
Ball.
Yeah,
Gates.
yeah.
Yeah, right. That's good. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he's such a unique character in the sense that it's like the way I should say it is like Kermit the Frog and the devil had a child, essentially, because he sounds a little bit like Kermit. He's got the
crazy arms like
he's, just
Oh yeah.
you know.
Well, you call him Kermit, don't you?
I do call him Kermit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Reminds me of him.
He does. Yeah.
The thing is, you see the videos of him.
Oh, sorry.
You know when you had that
Yeah.
that whole investigation into Microsoft and that going into the was it late 80s, early 90s?
Yeah.
And he's being questioned by Congress.
Oh yes, I remember. And I remember this. Yeah.
And it's like, mate,
Yeah.
there's issues there.
I know. I'll never forget the pie in the face video though.
Oh yeah. Mate, a lot of people would love to have done that.
I know. I don't know what happened to that guy either.
Because
I hope he's all right.
that's the real control system. The core of the control system.
Yeah.
It's actually in this astral dimension.
Yeah.
And even Gates, for all his kind of power and money, still a gopher.
Yeah.
Just a gopher.
Well, I guess you have to be if you're in the public. If they can't
Yeah.
risk their assets.
Just a gopher.
Yeah.
But he knows
Very rich one.
that the big astral god is watching his back.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I know you mentioned in your books and in videos in the past about how they essentially have empathy deleted from their experience.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. When you see what Gates is doing
Yeah.
with the jab and other jabs like
Oh,
in
yeah.
Africa,
And India too.
when you see what he's trying to do by manipulating the climate with his
Block out the sun.
geoengineering,
Yeah.
when you see he wants to get rid of meat and have the synthetic meat, and obviously there's a reason that's not good for humanity, otherwise you wouldn't be doing it. When you see all these things and all the horrors that come from that and so much more guts,
Yeah.
you can't have empathy
Yeah.
because it would destroy you.
Yeah.
It would destroy you. You couldn't live with yourself doing that. But these people can. Why? Because they're software programs. So if you tell a software program,
Yeah.
well, you can type in the data, and then you press enter, the software program's going to say,
We want.
"Oh, I'm not sure I'm going to do that. Well, what's the implications for other people?" They're going to do that. Just do it.
Yeah.
And that's what these people are.
Oh yeah.
And if the alternative media doesn't get this level of it, and they don't,
Now
most of them,
it's been kind of odd
they're
actually.
never going to understand what's going on.
Yeah, it's been. I think it got really hazy with the alternative media ever since the whole invasion of war in Gaza.
Yeah, they split the
It did.
freedom movement.
It did. Yeah.
Straight down the middle of it.
Yeah.
Which actually probably that was one aspect it was meant to do.
Yeah.
But I found that the alternative media started to be hijacked by people, ironically, that had bought the COVID hoax
Yeah.
And then came in and presenting themselves as COVID heroes
Yeah.
and activists and dissidents.
Yeah.
That's when it was taken over. Tucker Carlson bought the COVID hubs.
Yeah.
So did all these people. So did Joe Rogan, all of them. Jordan Peterson. They all bought it, and then they became kind of heroes, kind of questioning it, and that's okay. You don't mind other people coming in and you know doing what they're saying, what they want, all that stuff. No problem. What's not okay is those that called it excluded from that club. And when I see Tucker Carlson or Joe Rogan or Jordan Peterson, Russell Brand, another one, big time, and others, Brett Weinstein, what comes to me is that line from George Carlin.
Yeah.
It's a big club and you ain't in it.
I was thinking of that this morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a big club and
Absolutely.
you ain't in it. That's my problem with it.
Yes.
Well, we're done. Yeah.
You know, I had this question for a long time. How frustrating is it to be so correct? Does it ever get frustrating?
Well,
because I mean, you've had obviously, you know, you had your experiences with everything from the beginning in the '90s to now. Obviously, there's the biggest. Was it the biggest live stream ever with Ryan Rose?
Yeah.
Yeah. And people came back, you know, a year, 2 years later. They're like, "Oh my God, you know, saved us right about all of this." And they can see it for themselves. But you see it. You could see things that others don't see. Obviously, you're beyond the conditioning, and so that's a big thing.
Well, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
It's a different type of frustration.
Yeah.
In the years of the '90s and through the 2000s.
Yeah.
The frustration was people aren't seeing it.
Yeah.
Today, the frustration is that the alternative media has been hijacked by people that are either don't see the big picture, therefore they hold the barricade on here and no further, or one or two have been put in there and they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And COVID, for me, was just this wonderful opportunity, because it was something that, unless you were completely solid gold asleep, you couldn't ignore that there's something different going on.
Oh yeah.
Especially once it starts to come out. Some of us said at the time, the consequences and what it was really about.
Yeah.
And then you've got this group come in, take over the alternative media. They're all algorithmically boosted.
Yeah.
Their god is Elon Musk, who is so corrupt, it's unbelievable.
Wow.
And how they have taken that, so many of that awakening group, and they've put them in another cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
They've taken them out of that cul-de-sac. Now they're out the cul-de-sac. They're on the freeway. I can see somebody's got now another cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And that's a different kind of frustration. But it's in many ways it's worse, because you could see how close people were starting to get to see it.
Yeah.
And now they're put back in the box.
Yeah.
So now, instead of what we're talking about, you know, the reality itself is the biggest conspiracy. Is Trump going to win?
Oh.
You know, is Biden going to get back? We must stop Biden. We must get Trump in. And same in this country with Starmer and Sunak and all those people. It's like you've seen it.
Yeah.
And now you've gone back in the cul-de-sac thinking that's it.
Yeah,
no, it's
exactly.
not. Keep going.
Yeah.
And then you'll see the real scale of what's going on. And the thing is that once you see the scale of what's going on, people might go, whoa. Yeah. But it also holds the answers for how we dismantle this.
And I think a lot of that also comes down to people just not wanting to claim responsibility that they actually, it's not just that they can make the difference, but they need to make the difference.
100%.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
Everyone's looking for a savior.
Exactly.
That's the thing with Trump.
Yeah.
It's like a savior. Like,
oh, without a doubt.
The same here with reform.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like Farage is the alternative. Like literally.
I always thought it was interesting with Trump because obviously a lot of people who were starting to go down and wake up quickly bandwagon on him.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, he's not bought like everyone else. And I'm like, well, didn't he go in debt like back in the... who bailed him out, right? What are their interests?
The Rothschilds bailed him out by bringing together 72 banks at a time when Trump admitted, you can still see it on tape, that he personally, never mind his companies, personally owed $1 billion.
Wow.
And he came out of it. And the guy who orchestrated the 72 banks on behalf of the Rothschilds, a guy called Wilbur Ross, who worked for the Rothschilds for 24 years, he was named Commerce Secretary in the Trump administration when he got in, right?
Good. Came back, right?
I mean, you know, this is the thing. I mentioned earlier about divide and rule and control of perception.
Yeah.
Well, part of control of perception is cognitive dissonance, where instead of you're having a whole brain where you're seeing the contradictions. The whole brain can see the contradictions. You're saying that, but you said that. What it does, cognitive dissonance, this part of the brain, or this part, actually, well, no, this part, overwhelming. What it says is, you're telling me I need a savior, and I'm seeing you as my savior. Therefore, if I go whole brain, I'm going to realize you're not, and I don't want to face that. It's what religious people go. Same thing as a religion, exactly the same mindset. So when they say, oh yeah, we're World Economic Forum, oh yeah, the deep state and all that, oh yeah. But the other part of the whole brain is, but you're claiming credit for the rollout backs of the Operation Warp Speed, and you're still claiming credit for it, even after all these people that died, I think destroyed credit.
Yeah.
And so a whole brain vote gets not my second, mate. It's one of the greatest ways of controlling perception is telling people what they want to hear.
Yeah.
Because what they'll do, if they want to hear it, that's what they will hear. They want to hear the other stuff. But when I go on Twitter and I talk about the other stuff related to Trump and Musk, I say, the abuse comes from it. Because what I'm doing is saying the only savior, mate, is in the mirror.
Yeah.
It's not Musk and it's not Trump. It's you. And collectively, it's us. But they don't want that.
Yeah.
They want to go, here's my power, put it right.
Yeah.
And the agents of the deep state, the cult, say, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, we will. And the tyranny goes on.
You know, this interesting side note, that guy totally stopped doing everything for what you just said the last 5 minutes. He just parked up there and did nothing. It's just comical, I guess. But yeah, it's it is. You know, I completely forgot about all that. Because I guess eventually you realize I was young kids when you get the home and like what happened to people. Like conflict with like something else. I could hear it when I was like 8 or 9 years old. That is how it looked like to make it a walk. Obviously, with my parents at this time, I experienced a lot of discrimination from then on. But it made me question more, you know, what's really going on and what happened to my motherland before they caused us to have to escape in the first place. Who played a role in all of that? It's, perception. The game of perception.
Yeah, because what you've got is you've got countries.
Yeah.
The countries are like football teams. In fact, in an international tournament, they are football teams.
Yeah.
And people scream and shout and support their country.
Yeah.
And when something happens in their country, they're looking for explanations in their country.
Yeah.
So here,
yeah,
to the global level of the global code,
yeah,
that works through every country.
Yeah.
That's where it's orchestrated from.
Yeah.
I mean, America has been a massive conduit for it.
Yeah.
That's why it's been such a place of manipulation, such a source of manipulation. Yeah. But every country is part of it.
I always thought
you go deep enough.
Yeah, I always thought was funny about America is that essentially, in a big way, like it was essentially started with the big tax revolt, right, with the Boston Tea Party, And like now we have more taxis than you can imagine. So it's, and yeah, that's another topic there. But yeah, I have some lighter topic questions.
Yeah,
I'm curious about it. With both of your football careers, actually. We haven't heard much from you yet, Gareth. But you are all the time.
Thank God I can stop talking.
I'll take some shots on goal, baby. But you're ex-England international player, beach football. When did you? Well, what did football start? So your dad was saying how back in the days you put up the 2 goals and just smack balls at each other.
Yeah.
You know, you played goalkeeper just like your dad used to professionally.
My brother did as well.
Goalkeeper too.
Goalkeeper too, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I always wanted to be at football. I wanted to play for Derby County, didn't I? That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then, to be honest, like, I mean, I had birthdays as a kid because I had the bone weight disease. So to be fair, I'd have never made it anyway. I went into Portsmouth Football Club as a kid, but I'd have never made it pro.
Yeah.
I know that now as an adult. Like,
Yeah.
No, the medical will take one look in the one.
Yeah.
You've got one leg 4 centimeters on the other inch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I turned my back on football. As I played with bands and stuff like that, and then
You have a book, by the way, How Not to Be
how
Wrong.
not to be a rock star.
I thought the
I can
punchline.
tell you how not to be one. That's for sure. Yeah.
The punchline, I loved it. You know, some people go to university to find themselves. Others go back to world. We need neither. We went on tour.
Yeah.
I want to hear more about that, but
But basically, one evening I was in the pub having a few beers, and
yeah.
these guys came up and they're like, "You used to play goal, you used to play goal," and I was like, "Yeah, look, I'm going." They're like, "We need a goalie tomorrow. We've got to beat shopping tomorrow." I didn't know what beach shop was.
Yeah.
So I agreed to do it, and then
They actually called it soccer.
they do, yeah. So I agreed to do it, and then I carried on drinking.
Yeah.
So in the morning, the next day, my sister comes down, bangs on the door. I was like, "You coming to play football?" And I was like, "What? She's taking me to play football for a team tomorrow." Okay. So I went down there and I played, and I loved it, and I played well, clearly.
Yeah.
And then within a few weeks, I got a phone call saying, "Can you be in Marseille?" I was like, "Well, it depends on paying. People pay." I'm like, "Yeah, all right." It turned out that the second choice goalie of the England big soccer team had a coffee machine in a foyer in a hotel, knocked on his foot, and he basically said that he's been touched.
Jeez.
Yeah. So the second choice, so the main goalie's there, but they need a second keeper.
Yeah.
And I'm imagining I was probably not the first phone call. But I did it in Marseille for a couple of days, so I went there. The goalie got vertigo.
Yeah.
And I got called off the bench into the game against Greece.
Wow.
Saved the penalty, won 4-0.
Nice.
That was that.
Shut up.
That's
amazing.
Totally bizarre. I remember sitting there on the bench. Only one of the sports, like mum and dad at home for the on the original. And I'm sat there thinking, I was going to pub. I think, went out for a beer. And here I am. I've travelled all around the world, travelled to Azerbaijan, South Africa, and played football for 5 years, yeah. And then I ended up breaking my tip this hip. That would be done.
Yeah. That was during the game?
That was during a grass football game that ironically I was playing to keep myself fit for an upcoming Greece match. Yeah. And so I never played again. That was the end of that, yeah. But then, Hugh Chapman's got a lump.
Of course, yeah.
But I've got to say, it's quite hard to get out even more. I don't think I've kicked the ball around with Dad. 30 years? Yeah, must be. He's got to be there or thereabouts.
Wow. Well, I'm very honored for the...
See, in those days, I could still kick it hard.
Yeah.
I'd make it work.
So you got some great shots on goal.
But not anymore. It's kind of reversed now.
Yeah.
It's reversed.
Yeah.
I used to put him under pressure with shot.
Man.
Now I shoot, and he goes, what would say?
David, for you, I know when you were 15, you had a scout from Coventry City discovered you with.
Yeah. Well, I had my background in football was similar to Gaz in the sense that coincidences happen.
Yeah.
When I was at school, when I was a kid, when I was a young kid, given what I do now, how I am now, I mean, listen to anyone watching and thinks they're for me and always will be. You don't have to.
Yeah.
So I was.
Yeah.
And I was a kid who, I was born in a working class background. So we didn't have any money. And so all the things in life happen to other people. But we used to have a game in primary school called up and downers. Ups and downers. It was called that because the playground was like that. And someone would come in at playtime, kick the ball in the air and shout uppers and downers, and then you choose what team you're in, whether you kicked it up or down, right?
Yeah.
And I always wanted to go in goal.
Yeah.
Never wanted to play on the field. And I was just playing in goal and all that stuff. And one day I walked up to the playground and I saw this kind of this sheet on the wall. It says anyone that wants to be in the school football team at the third unit was your name down. And I looked at it and I thought, well, I'm not going to get in, am I? So I never. And then I'm walking home a couple of days later, and this kid ran behind me, Ike. He said, Mr. Rickard, his name was, the teacher, he wants you to play in the school, in the trial tomorrow, right? Your goal, right? What's the goalkeeper? I couldn't believe it. So I ran home to my father. My father, when he came home from work, I told him about it. I was so excited. I mean, I'm going to be in the trial. And I ain't got any boots. And in those days, not like today, 5 o'clock, shop shut. No supermarkets open. There weren't no supermarkets. This is early 1960s. And so I went with my father down to a place called Green Lane Road, not too far from my house, looking at any shop that's open. And here is a coincidence. We found this shop that was open, and it was an old bric-a-brac shop where they sold anything that they wanted to buy off people, to sell to other people. And in the middle, this window, it was still open, everywhere else shut, with these pair of football boots. But they were boots that players used to wear about 1910, right?
Yeah.
Big toe cap on the front.
Oh,
they came up the side here, and they were about 3 or 4 sizes too big. So I had no choice. So I played in the trial to get in the team, and it came down to me or one other guy, one kid, and he said, I'm going to ask you, each of you, to take a shot at goal, and the one with the hardest shot gets in the team, right? So he had no chance, did he? I mean, these are extra-set missiles, right?
Yeah.
With big toe caps,
Yeah.
rock hard.
Yeah.
So I give him one of them, and he went like a bullet. So I got in the team.
Nice.
And from then on, I decided that day I want to be a professional footballer. And my whole life started changing. But I've done afterwards. That's a big turning point in my life, that was.
Yeah. No, it is. I love that. Both have this background with football. It essentially, tells me about my thesis with how this game can bring everyone together. And even as simple as just like passing a ball right now, it's rather than dialogue to public quickly. Essentially, the ball is, a metaphor for sharing energy, seeking energy. This is essentially how Wolf wakes up. You pass an idea, you share, people who don't understand, you share more truth, you share more evidence until they get it. And if they get to choose if they want to get it, free will it. But we all speak together though. I remember when just after Italian night, you went to Winston, did we? Yeah. Now I can't speak a word of Italian. Yeah. And we were there in the civil sort of area of Florence. And use those word England. Yeah. He's got to come up with yourself, be put in football, and you can run out away. Have a great time with these kids and make a friend. It's right, but work with them. Exactly. Everyone plays. Exactly. Yes. Football does that. It does. See, the thing is, you've got universal laws, and you've got a universal kind of common creed, which is that. Yeah. And therefore, that commonality can become unity, or it can become division. Yeah. If I have to be, if I don't like you and I want to please you, then it's division. Yeah.
But we're just enjoying the same game, and we're quite at peace if someone's better than us. Not at peace in the sense that you don't want to improve, but you're at peace. Well,
Yeah.
better team won, mate.
Absolutely.
I remember when I played in this primary school team, we were a bloody good team, right?
Yeah.
We won the first game 60-0, scored the first goal, and like culminated with. I remember we played this Roman Catholic school called the Newry, and it was so funny. Wherever the ball went, all their players except the goalkeeper went. We predicted it would be big, right? See, there it is. We beat this other team 8-0, I remember, and the manager said it was all against the run of play.
Yeah.
Just accept. The better team won.
Yeah.
Okay, nice to meet you. But no, against the run of play. Not fair.
Oh, funny.
The Newry, I'll never forget that. It was hilarious. There was nowhere else on the pitch that any of their players were, except wherever the ball was.
I feel like what maybe they tried to do is what Bayern Leverkusen got right. I feel like they all move as a unit, but at least not to come together. Yeah. Yeah. So you played in the FA Youth Cup final.
I did, yeah.
Coventry City, yeah?
Yeah, I played against Tottenham Hotspur, a team that included a guy called Graham Souness.
Yes.
He's now a pundit, but he's become a really great footballer. You can see he's got to be.
Yeah.
But when I see Graham Souness as a pundit, and he's all out and up front, I like him. I like people who are different. That was the kid at 16 I played against.
Oh, and
Same kid. Same.
It is funny, like in terms of football supporters and stuff.
Yeah.
You have that tribal division, don't you?
Oh, you do.
But at the same time, if there's like a commonality.
Yeah.
So, for instance, Derby had gone through a real rough period in terms of ownership and bankruptcy and all this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And we played away at Blackpool.
Yeah.
Who were going through a similar thing at the time with their particular owner.
Yeah.
And so they were having a protest, Blackpool fans, against the ownership model and all that sort of stuff, and they were all chanting that. And all the Derby fans all joined in because they understood how they felt,
Yeah.
So you had this whole stadium of home and away fans on each other's side.
Yeah.
And it was great. It's all quite powerful about it. But then, within a couple of weeks, I went away to Nottingham Forest and someone threw a bottle of urine at me. So,
oh, God.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's the difference. And that's another a couple of interesting things there. What Gaz is describing between the Blackpool fans and Derby fans, they're experiencing the same thing. So it's empathy.
Yes, exactly.
It's empathy.
Yeah.
It's empathy that brings people together.
Yeah.
And if you don't have empathy,
Yeah.
then that's what drives people apart. It's
Yeah.
empathy. It's putting yourself in the feelings and the experience of someone else. You can't do that. This cult can't do that.
Yeah.
Gates can't do that.
Yeah.
But that's what brings people together. Empathy. And these people are empathy deleted. And the other thing about he mentions Nottingham Forest. That's Nottingham Forest and Derby are the two closest clubs to each other, right?
Yeah.
It's tribal.
Yeah.
Years ago, there was a guy called Desmond Morris. I first saw him on the BBC in black and white in the 60s on a show called Zoo Time, and he was telling the kids about the animals. But later, he became he probably was at the time, like a psychologist and a reader of body language and a studier of human psychology. And he became a director of Oxford United Football Club. So he was in football. He wrote this book, which got panned by the sporting press. Of course, they didn't understand it, but it was brilliant, and it was football as tribes. So what he's saying is the tribal DNA, from an evolutionary point of view, as he puts it, was like yesterday afternoon, right?
Yeah.
That we were in tribes.
Yeah.
And so he was pointing out how the football thing is tribal. And if you look at the tribal animosity back in the tribal era, the animosity was between the tribes that were closest to each other, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's a similar thing. It's this tribal DNA. But consciousness can overcome that. It can overpower that. It can override that.
Yeah.
So you put it in another perspective.
Yeah.
I want my team to win, mate, but if you're the better team and we win, well, we'll have a beer.
Yeah.
That's all right.
It's funny, we're in Derby, and that's essentially like a Derby game is essentially
Yeah.
you're talking about. Right?
Yeah,
When it was
exactly.
coined, the term was actually made.
What are they about? Just a few miles apart, mate, aren't they?
Yeah.
15 minutes on the bus, yeah. But it's weird, like, there was so much hatred between those two clubs. You know, when I used to go every week, you know,
Yeah.
you wouldn't wear colours to that game. Like,
Really?
you'd wear just normal city clothes. Because
Yeah.
if you had a Derby shirt on, you know, someone would jump you in the street.
Jeez.
And it was crazy, really. But what was so weird is I was working at the time as a PT in a gym in Derby.
Yeah.
So, because the two places are so close, you'd have Forest fans, Leicester fans, whatever, you know. And actually, in the gym itself, people would be wearing Derby shirts and Forest shirts. And if you saw someone in a Forest shirt, you know, you might go, "Oh, I didn't realise it was fancy dress today,"
Yeah.
or whatever. You know, you'd have a bit of banter.
Yeah.
And everyone was mates.
Yeah.
And then you go to another area of the town, and you know, someone would kick your head in for having a shirt like this. I always found it extraordinary.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me. It's just, I love football, but it's just
Yeah. I know. For a couple colors on the shirt.
Yeah, but that is interesting. That the Gaza story about Blackpool and Derby.
Yeah.
They were going through the same thing, so they had empathy.
Yeah.
And if we only had empathy with each other,
Yeah.
like if the Israelis had empathy with the Palestinians,
Yeah.
if the Palestinians had empathy with those Israelis that are brought up from birth to fear them,
Yeah.
and I hate them, and
Yeah.
realize why that happens, it's all manipulated.
Yeah.
Then we could put the fault lines down.
The other thing that's weird about it though is you'd have, like, using Derby and Forest as an example. So on Saturday, you know, they beat the hell out of each other. But on the following Saturday, if England are playing, they're next to each other having a beer.
There's one common thing unites them.
Yeah.
And finally go back to the English identity. And
That's
like,
right.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
not English.
Because that's the tribe.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my tribe, Derby County, Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing England.
Yeah.
England's my tribe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we forget all about all that till next week.
Yeah.
England's my tribe. And
Yeah.
it is funny because what they do, the England fans, they have these flags of St George, the red cross and the
Yeah.
white background, and they have the name of their club.
Yeah.
And you'll see Derby County, Nottingham Forest,
All next to each other.
Birmingham City and Aston Villa
Yeah.
in the same group.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, between the clubs,
Yeah.
it's pandemonium.
Yeah. Then it becomes different patterns on a
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
All unified as one. There's only if like people could see, expand that tribal perspective to at least to humanity, seeing us as one.
Well, imagine, imagine
Yeah.
you go to that level
Yeah.
where actually humanity is all one tribe.
Yeah.
If
And
you
then-
want to use the word tribe.
Yeah, exactly. And then eventually beyond that, it's just a life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beyond that, just consciousness.
Exactly. There we go.
It'll happen eventually.
Yeah. It's just a matter of time, I guess.
I think so. I think it's probably just a matter of how bad it gets too, unfortunately.
Yeah. I feel like the more ill will that this group does, the more it actually backfires in their face. People wake up. There's damage done nonetheless, of course. But
Yeah.
there's like I don't get it. Maybe it's like they just time whatever they can and holding out to like absolutely no one. Nothing. All good. Open space.
So when you have a situation where loads of people are having a bad time,
Yeah.
it has the potential for empathy.
Yeah.
You know, like the wartime spirit.
Oh yeah.
Or it has the potential for fighting each other over the resources that are left.
Yeah.
You know, everything in the end is a choice. It's a choice of consciousness. What it chooses to do, how it chooses to perceive, and therefore how it chooses to behave.
Absolutely. One of my favorite moments of how football brought people together, only it was indefinite, was back in the old war with Germans and the British. They play, was it Christmas Day?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
Classic.
yeah.
Classic.
And they just keep that every day, right?
That's the bizarre thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
They were getting the football and then someone said, "Don't go back to killing each other."
Exactly.
Yes.
I know. For a moment, they remember that we're all human.
Yeah, and the next stage would be, why am I trying to kill you?
Yeah.
And why am I trying to kill you? Well, I'm trying to kill you because then, way back there, I've never seen a bullet fired in anger.
Yeah.
Tell me to.
Yeah.
Dude, why do you want to kill me? Because them back there, who never seen a bullet fired in anger, tell me to kill you.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we're not doing it then.
Yeah.
That's simple. We're not doing it.
Yeah.
And immediately the power of the few has gone.
Yeah.
It's only there if they say do this and you do it.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
And things like politics
uh,
and religion and all these things, football teams, in many cases, are there to divide us so that we don't come together and say, no, we're not having it.
Yeah.
Because if a few say they're not having it, then you can pick them off.
Yeah.
If vast numbers say that, you can't pick them off. It's over. It's so simple.
absolutely. It's funny that the answer is more simple than people want it to be, but it's just responsibility is really what it is.
See, what you've got is an academic mentality, which is, of course, scientific mentality too, and it's a medical mentality as well. That basically says, because basically, academia, science, medicine is the left side of the brain. The left side of the brain sees only only sees things that are apart from themselves. The right side of the brain sees unity, it sees the panorama, it sees the connections. And so you've got an apartness mentality that believes that for something to be explained, like the meaning of life, like reality itself, has to be complicated. Has to be complicated. It can't be simple. If it's simple, well, that you can't be right. But it is dead simple. You know, when I was a journalist, when I was a mainstream journalist, not a proper one now, as I am now, I would interview academics, the scientists and stuff, and they'd come out with all this jargon, gobbledygook, all outside the left eye of the brain. And I'd say, look, mate, I left school at 15, never took an exam, treat me as if I'm an idiot. Explain to me what you say in words of one syllable that I can understand. None of them could, because all they were doing was repeating jargon. They didn't. If you can't put what you are saying in simple words, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just repeating jargon. And this is the problem. The answer is so simple, and everyone's looking for a complicated answer to it. The complication is the smokescreen that Scotch is saying is simple. You know, my definition of genius is not to understand complications. It's to see the simple hidden by the complications. The simple hidden by complexity. Because it ain't complex, it's simple.
Yeah. Absolutely. As simple as kicking a ball.
Yeah, simple.
Yeah.
Oh, blooming hell. Well, it's that simple.
You know, it's funny, we were in Rome and wandering around the Vatican, because obviously the Vatican technically counts as a country. Not everything that has a FIFA nation membership, basically, along with what the UN defines as countries for this journey. And so we had to play in the Vatican, but obviously you can't really go in and play football in the Vatican. So I had to settle on St. Peter's Basilica, which counts as the Vatican territory technically. And I really wanted to play with a priest soon enough. I didn't find a priest in training, though. He's not fully there yet. But we found some monks, and they're in their orange robes and everything. I said, hey, can I kick a ball around with you guys for like a minute or two? I'm making this documentary, docu-series, just showing how football brings the whole world together. And they said, oh, sorry, I can't play. I said, no, it's okay if you're not good. We can play. I said, no, I can't play. It's my vows or whatever. I said, your vows? You took an oath to not play football. I don't know what it was, but
the vows?
Yeah, something. I don't know.
I shall not Thou shalt not enjoy thyself
Yeah,
at
pretty
any
much.
point in thy life.
Exactly. That's exactly.
He's having this on it.
I couldn't believe it. But yeah, it was. They laughed at least when I said it's okay if you're not good at football.
If he didn't want you to laugh, mate, why did God create smiling?
Exactly. Exactly. Our guy was nice enough to give us a little bit of time, but he's inching closer.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're getting closer to the truth, that's why. Yeah. I'm curious for both of you, if you had in a few simple words, anyone could go, you got the WTF podcast. David, you got your Dot Connector podcast. Like anyone could go to your sites and podcast and hear a lot. Obviously, you take come up with kind of podcast. So again, with your podcast, you essentially. I'm trying to laugh. Yeah, that's good. You kind of have to because if we choose. I guess the energy we choose essentially influences what's happening too.
Yeah, I mean, I with the WhatsApp stuff, like me and Rich we were having conversations because he's 3.5 hour drive away.
Yeah.
So we're just talking about what's going on, and we're trying to make the most of it in terms of laughing at it.
Yeah, of course.
And then so we started doing these little lives, and people were messaging saying, "Oh, mate, that got me through this week," blah blah. And I was like, "That seems like a bit over the top, but thanks."
Yeah.
And we realised that with the whole COVID thing, you can apply it to everything.
Yeah.
Essentially, the population was being bullied.
Yeah,
Being bullied.
Yeah.
And it's like, I thought back to times at school when, you get a bit of grief. And it's like, what does three kids like? They hate being laughed at.
Oh, yeah.
They hate it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's laugh at them. That was my attitude, dude. And we just kept doing it.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy when you think of how deep programming could be, especially with all the crazy things they're trying to make people believe now with all the, just, I mean, they're teaching kids that a boy could be a girl and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. Crazy. I mean, and a cat. They could be a cat now.
Yeah.
You heard of that one? That's ridiculous.
But that fairies thing, though.
Yeah.
I've noticed this with kids, because I think I was the same as a kid, particularly a teenager.
Yeah.
If your teacher's full of crap,
yeah,
it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of those kids realised that if they dressed up as a cat and got on all fours and stuff, their teacher would have to go along with it.
Yeah.
I think part of the wind up.
Yeah.
These kids are funny.
Yeah, they are. They are. But it's people are getting offended for other people these days.
Oh, big time.
That's the crazy.
Making people
it's like
offended who you think should be offended.
Exactly.
You've got to be offended on their behalf, but there's no offence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what Gaz said about laughing and stuff, it's very true, because one of the things I realised about this, the mentality of this global cult, with sort of operatives, they can't stand being laughed at.
Oh yeah.
Because they think they're omnipotent, and they can't stand being laughed at.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, you can expose them.
Yeah.
Without hating them.
Oh yeah.
If you get, I see people in the alternative media get so full of well, expose them.
Yeah.
But don't become them.
No. Yeah. In fact, they would love if they became them in the big picture.
It's a phrase I've been using for years, decades.
Yeah.
What you fight, you become.
Yeah.
And I think you look around the world, you see it. What you fight, you become. Don't fight it.
Yeah.
Don't cooperate with them and expose what they do. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
And don't hate them, whatever you do, or you become them.
Yeah. I doubt any of them.
I'm going to give that guy a smack. I'm going to give that guy a smack.
We could go back to the.
I hate him, I do.
Pretty good thing. Scorpion, if your goals are like being a goalie is fun. You can come up, you can punch the ball, you control the whole box.
Yeah. And what attracted me to goalkeeping? You're a loner.
Yeah.
It's not the same as everywhere else.
During your football career,
Yeah?
Which team did you have the most fun playing with?
Coventry City.
Yep.
Yeah. The youth team at Coventry City.
Yeah.
We got to the final. I mean, you know, we got to the final. Because it's like the FA Cup, the FA Youth Cup.
Yeah.
You play against all the teams, including the lower teams.
Yeah.
You get to the Bayern Club. We've got that. It's an amazing achievement.
Yeah, that is.
Every single person in that team played in the first team event
Wow.
of some kind. Yeah. Hell of a team. The captain of the team was Dennis Mortimer. He captained Aston Villa when they won the European Cup.
Well,
1982.
I don't think he used it. What in the field?
Oh, it's in. Well and truly done, man.
I need to keep it lighter so it doesn't go in that little creek.
Would he shoot the other way?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's probably better.
Oh. Oh! No, guys, I've got to go and get that. That's an appalling shot.
Hey, it could be worse, David. It could be Harry Kane's penalty.
Can't bad.
I don't know what's going on with him, by the way.
He's an English man.
Oh,
They get to a certain level, it's defeat from the jaws of victory every time.
I see.
It's a mentality.
Yeah.
I remember seeing an interview with Sven-Goran Eriksson years after he stopped being England manager, and they said to him, what's your one regret?
Yeah.
And he gives a spiel about unbelieving regret, which I get.
Yeah.
So he said, if you say one,
You stayed outside, I'll stay the same.
it was not having a sports psychologist at the World Cup with him.
Yeah. Wait, David, I think. Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm going to kick it hard. So,
With the penalties and stuff, yeah.
yeah. That is. So let me go a little further back. I want to make it fair. Okay, where? Up to the.
Wait.
Okay. One of the keys, but.
Oh.
Oh, that's not
No.
Okay.
Nice. I was going to let it down.
All right. Oh. So before playing for the beach football, did you grow up local clubs? Yeah.
I've got playing Portsmouth.
Portsmouth.
I'm pointing that way, so we're still on the other way.
Big
That's
grass.
that.
Big grass.
All right.
Oh.
That was a nice one.
Good.
You got the whole shot? Oh,
Brilliant.
right.
Jesus. Hot potato.
Oh.
Let's go with that.
I'll do one left. There we go. Nice one. All right. Oh my God. Sorry. Sorry, David. Oh, that guy managed to really finish up on once we left.
That's always the way, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, good kick.
Oh,
One lovely.
I got it, David. Don't worry. Nice. Oh, nice
Great
one.
save.
Well, you know, it's kind of hard shooting against an ex-English international player. I've just played with casuals lately.
Oh, you've done
Oh, there we go. So,
I'll go over here. I'll go over here, Adam, all right?
yes or no? Oh, good one.
Sad, Jay. Thanks, brothers. Marginal.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, terrible.
So your first move there, you left. I know.
I'm loving the father-son moment.
Yeah.
I'm looking for it.
I know. I'm really happy for him.
Oh
Oh!
god, the kick's amazing.
Nice. Nice one. Ooh. Nice. I butchered that. Try it with me left. Alright. Oh, fingertips.
Oh, I'm missing his kicks. He's so good.
I know. Gareth, I have an interesting question you've probably been asked before.
Go on.
What's it like having David as your dad?
Do you know what? I get asked all the time. I don't know any different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, like, my main takeaway was always to ask questions.
Yeah.
And to be as authentic as possible.
Of course.
So I got asked some the other week actually. I was talking to Dr. Malik and he said, "What would you say to your kids if you were, on your deathbed? What would you say to them?" And mine was to be authentically you, no matter what the cost.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're kind of doing a disservice to the world, really.
Yeah.
Because we're each individual. We're here for a reason.
Absolutely.
That's my biggest takeaway from it,
Yeah.
To say what's true no matter what it costs you.
Yeah.
Basically. Shut. Oh, man.
Oh, it's too high. I got it.
Before these days.
I got it.
I do move a lot.
Oh, man. Did you grow up mostly playing goalkeeper? Or?
Always.
Always.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, when I broke my leg, the end of it all, that was outfield actually. And that was just to get my fitness up, just running box to box.
How long were you playing with the English team before that happened?
About 5 years.
5 years. Oh. And how old were you when you started?
25,
25.
maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, with the big soccer, maybe 24. Yeah, I wasn't young. Oh, good shot.
Ole. What was your biggest highlight playing with the English team?
Probably actually in that first game, actually, it peaked early.
Yeah?
I think, yeah. I mean, there was one where...
4-0 shutouts.
Yeah, had a penalty save at 0-0, yeah.
Yeah.
But we went to Norway
Yeah.
to play beach soccer, and we turned up and we were told it was just an exhibition game. It was at a music festival, actually.
Yeah.
It was just an exhibition game. So with beach soccer, you have 5 players on the sand,
Yeah.
but you have 10 in the squad. You just rotate, obviously, because you're knackered.
Yeah.
So we turned up, no sleep.
Yeah.
And I said to him, "When's the game then? What time's the game tomorrow?" He said, "The game's in 2 hours." I was like, "What?" So literally, we've had no sleep. And so we turn up for this 5-on-5 exhibition game. It's not an exhibition game; it's a full-on game. There's stands with crowds, and they've got 10 players. We've got 5.
Jeez.
And we were 5-1 down.
Yeah.
Going into the last few minutes, and I was literally just called everyone in and just basically swore a lot.
Yeah.
And we won 6-5. It was insane. Like this turnaround. Yeah, there'll be somewhere on the internet almost certainly. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had this guy called Chris who was like an Iron Man.
Yeah.
That's what he did. He was like ex-military Iron Man.
Yeah.
Everyone was blowing apart from Chris, who could have played like 20 games.
Yeah.
So the tactic was just give Chris the ball, man.
Yeah.
And he basically went and won it on his own.
Yeah.
And to see there was 2 women in the crowd that weren't Norwegian.
Yeah. And they were cheering on England. Apart from that, the whole stadium was all full of Norwegians, all hating us. And we won. It's incredible.
Eric Cantona ran the French team, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Yeah, he was manager of France when I was playing.
Very well.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a nice guy, Cantona.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked him a lot.
I love the old Joga Bonito commercials where they would just juggle the ball and like move to different countries with the
Yeah.
people coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going in goal, David?
Yeah, go on then.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
What I'm going to do
Yes.
is I'm going to dive like a gazelle or a swallow
Yeah.
or a brick,
Yeah.
and I'm going to palm it out.
All right. Just hit it.
Okay. I'd have loved it, 50 years ago? That's a funny thing, you know. Playing football, I played football from, I started playing football in the early 1960s in school, and they still had the footballs with the lace, you know, they had an inner bag where the wind went in.
Yeah.
Then they had a leather outer casing and they tied it up. If you got that on your head when you headed it, well, a good night, Dick.
Yeah.
But once the game, once I started playing it, professionally, and I look at the game today, of course it's changed in a lot of ways, but in the way the kit is, the way everything is, the way the pitches are shaped, I can recognise it. I can imagine it. I'm playing in it, right?
Yeah.
But you go back before I started playing, and you had the baggy shorts and the big boots, and the shirts with the big collars on, like rugby players wear today.
Yeah.
It didn't look the same, but I can recognise the game as played today.
Yeah. All right. What was your favorite save in your career?
Mine?
Both of you guys, yeah.
Well, I tell you mine. Well, you after you guys.
My one was in that first game.
That first game.
Yeah, so I
How'd
saved
you save it?
Well, I saved the penalty here to the right, and it bounced out, and I was on the floor, but obviously it's sand,
Yeah.
so you can't get up that quick. And I started crawling out, and this guy came in for a rebound, so I just stuck my face like that, and it hit me clean in the face and flew up.
Jeez.
And everyone afterwards was like, that penalty save. I was like, mate, the face save.
Yes.
I had like this round circle of red on the face, and it hurt a lot,
I can
but it's still my favourite.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, where you don't think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
My favourite was something that's first, at the same time, showed me that there's something about reality, shall we say that there's more to know.
Yeah.
I was playing for Hereford United in a cup game against Barnet in North London at the old ground. They've got a new ground now. It's the old ground. It's called Underhill. And because, you know, Hereford had just come up and beaten Newcastle United and all that stuff in the FA Cup, there was a lot of interest in Hereford United. So there was a big crowd there that night, really packed. And what it was I'm standing in the goal, and the ball came across to this guy, probably just a bit further out than you are now. And he went on to play for Charlton Athletic, I remember. And he hit the ball like a dream, first time. And, you know, Gaz will tell you, when you're in goal, often when someone hits a ball, your first reaction is that's in. But you still go for it, and then you somehow get to it, and they're always great saves. And so what happened was, he's hit the ball, and my first reaction is, this is in, it's going up there. So then, everything went into slow motion. I start to move towards the ball, and I'm going in slow motion. And the ball is moving in slow motion. All the sound of the crowd is gone, it's silent basically. And I'm going across to it, and it's coming towards me in slow motion. And I launched myself, and what I was doing is I put my hand up, and as I put my hand up, I'm looking behind, and I saw the ball hit my hand, went like a bullet, and just deviated enough to go over the bar. It was right up here. And the moment it hit my hand, everything crashed back into normal speed. The crowd noise crashed in. I hit the ground. The teammates are running over and saying, "Great save, Ikey." And I'm thinking, what bloody hell just happened? And that's when I thought, there's more to this than meets the eye. And what would I be then? I was 20 then. Yeah, that was the save I'll never forget. It was the best save I ever made as well.
Yeah, that is absolutely a remarkable spiritual experience. Absolutely. When you had it, you saved the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I don't know, I must have gone into another level of reality or something, with a different timeline.
Exactly, yeah.
Because it was unbelievable. But it happened.
Do you have a video of that stuff?
No, they didn't take videos nowadays. No, there are two games on a Saturday called Match of the Day on the BBC, and they had a game on the Sunday called Big Match, and that was the only games that were televised, really, as a matter of course. Now it would be on tape.
Of course.
They cover everything.
Of course. All right. Where am I going?
Oh, good save. Oh, good save. Oh, good effort.
It was just dropping as well. It wasn't even just like that, it was dropping.
Yeah. I was trying to fake the right, your left side.
I'm going to stop trying to judge it because I get it wrong every time.
Did your brother play professionally as well?
He was at United, Villa, Southampton.
Yeah, Jamie had trials at Manchester United.
Yeah.
And Aston Villa, and he played for the Portsmouth youth team for 4 years.
Wow.
But his journey was always going to be where it is now.
Yeah. Bloody.
That sounded my tummy.
Yeah.
Jeez. That's moved my vertebrae back.
The chiropractic adjustment.
Oh, mate.
There we go.
Big one.
Alright,
Bad loops are there, that.
that's what I was going for. Right.
I didn't have my time slowing down moment that time.
No. Growing up with all the, the media and everything, just against your dad, you find it hard?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But I think a lot of it was the adjustment because from going from being on the telly to everyone wanting to shake your hand to everyone laughing was a thing. It was quite weird as a kid.
Yeah.
But now, I look back now and just see it as my basic training.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, you got the benefit of having every reason not to be programmed, huh?
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I always thought it was funny because I think the word media comes from like a Greek goddess, Medea or something, goddess of illusion. Literally something I read about it one time. Yeah. All right, here we go. Oh, that was straight to you, David. Oh,
it's funny that you
too high.
think about it. Like, if you could apply that to everything, I mean, like the mainstream illusion, social illusion.
Yeah.
They are, aren't they?
They are, yeah. I mean, I just never could understand how these facts are just easily researchable. Like, the 6 companies own 90-something% of the media.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, how can you believe anything you're being told?
Well, that's it, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And social media just amplifies it as well, because you can just see who's using the same wording at the same time. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
just know that someone's pressed go on it.
Yeah. They just add their brand to it. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that was a good one.
They did it here, don't they? Because they were saying that this was the hottest May on record. Everyone's laughing because May was not hot here. People had the central heating on in May, which they don't normally do.
Yeah.
All these social media accounts of the mainstream media outlets like the BBC or ITV's done it.
Yeah.
Every single one started their tweet. It might surprise you, but word for word the same.
Yeah.
Might surprise you, but
Yeah.
this was the hottest May on record. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it did surprise me because it's nonsense.
Absolutely. It reminds me of that one video. I don't know who made it, but it's like all the journalists saying the same thing. It's like 100 different ones, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was about disinformation, wasn't it?
Exactly.
The
Yeah.
irony of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah. Okay. Try that again. Oh,
No, I'm lucky.
Hey. Ah, a good effort.
It's funny now, like,
Yeah.
today is a cruel mistress for work.
Yeah.
If I'd have done that, 15 years ago, but man, I'd have got some abuse for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally smoke jogging.
Yeah.
When you shoot from that range, you can't get the step in, can you?
No.
Yeah,
You shoot just a few steps back, you get the step in. That's the big thing about goalkeeping. It's moving your feet.
Yeah.
Because if you are here and you just jump from this position, you're going to get over here. You ain't going to get there. You ain't going to get there. So if you can get a step in,
Yeah.
and then dive,
On.
it's amazing how much further you get.
Uh-huh.
But if you're shooting from close range,
Yeah.
you can't get a step in.
Yeah.
Only longer shots.
Pickford's good at that. It's like that with him.
I'm curious.
He's good at getting stepped in.
Like each of you guys, what one piece of advice would you give to goalkeepers watching this?
Angles.
Yeah,
They're really young.
Yeah.
Angles. Because what you do is when kids start playing in goal, they go here, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So now, if you stand there with the ball, look at the goal you've got to hit. Now.
Yeah.
No chance.
Yeah.
But if I come here,
Yeah.
you've got to pass me much closer than you have here. And the other thing is, and this is for all goalkeepers, the edge position, right? A skier was going down a mountain at like God knows how many miles an hour. That is the position, right?
Yeah.
Because that head forward position, knees bent, that is the ultimate point of balance, right? The same with goalkeeping, the same with anything, the same with tennis, anything. Head position. Your head position is the key. For instance, if your head goes back, the ball's going to go up. If your head's over the ball, it's going to stay down. Head position is everything. But what you see with goalkeeping, if I'm being offensive as a boxer, I do that. Where my head goes. If I'm being defensive, I'm doing that, right? And it's the same with goalkeeping. So what you'll see is you'll see a goalkeeper here. You'll see the ball go across the goal quite close, and you'll see goalkeepers doing this. Their head's going back.
Yeah.
Because basically, they're surrendering. Because the ball is so close, their body language, because of their mind, is surrendering. Oh my God, I'm in trouble here.
Yeah.
Their head goes back. Now, if your head goes back, you push your head back, all the weight goes onto your heels. Now, if I'm like this, you see so many pro goalkeepers like this, don't you?
Yeah.
I can do that, and that's it.
Yeah.
What I can't do is go up, I can't go forward, I can't go sideways, right?
Yeah.
But if I keep my mind strong, and the top goalkeepers do, then I'm going to come across like this. And as the ball is hit, I'm like that. So now I can go up, I can go that way, I can go that way, I can go any way I like.
Yeah.
And the only difference is where my head is. Instead of being there, and the weight here, I'm here, and the weight's on the front of my feet. So now I can go anywhere. And so many pro goalkeepers don't understand the head position. And you know, I even see the body language so good that I see goalkeepers, top goalkeepers, going across the goal on the other side of the line. You see that? So even if they stop it, it's a goal.
Yeah.
But that is body language. Which is a reflection of the mind. So what a goalkeeper who's really confident does, and you'll see this with people like Neuer of Germany.
Yeah.
He'll come across like that. He's at it. He's not giving up.
Yeah.
And he'll make saves that other people won't save. And I remember Gordon Banks. You remember that fantastic save Gordon Banks made from Pele?
Oh yeah.
That turned it over the bar.
Yeah.
The reason he was able to do that was a golden rule that Banks said he always had. That when he's coming back, he's never on the line. He's always in front of the line. And so when Pele headed the ball, he was in front of the line and was able to flick it up over the bar. If he'd have been here, he'd have flicked it in.
Oh yeah.
So they're the two things I would say.
Yeah. That's great.
I love goalkeeping coaching. Don't start me. I love it.
Oh, mate,
All good.
That was really nice. That was really good.
I've enjoyed it. I'm sweating out though. I'm soaking.
Yeah, me too.
I'm surprised after the next stop. I'm sweating.
Yeah.
You think we got a minute just for a second, just for a picture?
Yeah, definitely.
For the YouTube thumbnail.
Of course. You in the middle?
So I'll put the glove on for that. I think. We're going to put the man that meant the legend.
Oh no, you got the middle. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, got it.
Got it.
Got it. Awesome. Thank you guys so much.